And my name is Jenna, and I'm with Doc City, and we're really excited to welcome Daniil from Skoltech to talk to you today for this live webinar. Throughout the presentation, we encourage you to submit any questions that you have in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen, and we will address those questions at the end of the presentation. But from here, I'll hand things over to Daniil from Skoltech.
Jenna, thank you very much. Thanks everyone for coming. Good afternoon or good morning, whatever, because we see that you're in different parts of our world. Despite the circumstances our world is in now, we are happy that we have this opportunity to contact you, at least this way. We hope that we will be able to welcome and just to invite everyone who is attending to Moscow, to Skoltech, to see it personally. But now I will tell you a little bit about our Master of Science programs, about our university, about how to study, about how to get in, and then I will be happy to answer all your questions that may appear throughout the presentation. So, my name is Daniil. I'm from Skoltech. Skoltech is absolutely new graduate research university. It's located in Russia, in Moscow, and you can see how it looks from above on the cover of my presentation. That's a map. It's in Russian, just what was near my hand, and you see the red sign. So all this, I don't know if you see my mouse sign, but all this big rounded thing is Moscow. It's a Russian capital, and we are located near Moscow in an ecologically clean area. We are perfectly connected with the city. It takes like probably 40 minutes on public transportation to be in just the very center of the Moscow. But we are located in a very quiet and clean area outside of the city. Well, four things that has to be known about Skoltech. Anyway, the most important things about Skoltech. Skoltech is a very young university. I will show you our timeline, and you see that this year we are celebrating 10 years of our existence, but we already have very significant results for this time. But we are a young university. We were established as a new type of university in our country to foster our scientific research, to connect industry and fundamental science, and to help with international collaboration and to collaborate with best universities of the world and to collect here best students from all countries. So Skoltech is absolutely global university. And the second point, that English is a language of instruction, is a proof of that. We are speaking English, we are teaching in English. All our official business is being conducted in English at Skoltech. So it's absolutely global university, and we welcome students, potential students, researchers, collaborators, just visitors from any part of the world. And it turns out that all we need is open borders. But we are absolutely global here. We connect science, innovation, and entrepreneurship. So fundamental science is the core of Skoltech. It's graduate, firstly, it's research university, but we are focused on creating innovation that changes the industry around, that changes the world, and we are supporting entrepreneurial spirit within Skoltech. So I already told that we are 10 years, and for these 10 years, as far as I remember, this number, 95 startups were created by our students, graduates, sometimes by students in collaboration with faculty members, sometimes there are standalone startups from our faculty members. So we are supporting this, and we have a special dedicated center for entrepreneurship and innovation who support this, who help with acceleration, help with investment, help with all things that any young scientific startup might need. And one of the most important assets of Skoltech is globally renowned faculty. Currently, our 150 professors are all globally renowned. They have very significant results in science. They are professionals, they are acting professionals, and they renew their qualification every time. So you can see their publicational activity, you can see their ASH index. I will show you some examples of them a little bit later. So this is what I promised. This is our timeline. We were established in 2011 in collaboration with MIT. MIT helped with building the structure of the university, with building educational programs, and probably with instilling the spirit of Skoltech. And also, young university needs strong friends with big authority in scientific world. Of course, MIT helped us to attract best professors, best professionals from all the world. Skoltech was managed by MIT professor for first 3 years. And after that, our president is globally renowned Russian scientist, Alexander Kuleshov. He is still our leader, but first 3 years, Skoltech was managed by MIT team to start all the processes and to start the university itself. In 2012, we got our first student intake. In 2015, we finally built our own labs. Before that, we had to use the lab infrastructure of our partners, of our friends, of any universities around, and we still work and collaborate with them. And in 2018, we finally got our own campus. I already showed it to you. Also, we had to use any other places before to host our scientific activities. And at the 8th year of our existence, 2018, we climbed to the top 100 young universities, global young universities, according to Nature Index. And we are one of the youngest universities in this ranking. So it's our special pride, it's our special asset, and we're deeply proud of this fact. I already said about globally renowned faculty. If you visit student.skoltech.ru, you can review the whole list of our professors, of our renowned faculty members. Just some examples you can see here. You can Google any of them. They are on the top of their field. And currently we have 11 Master of Science programs and 7 PhD programs. We are absolutely focused on technology and innovation. So we are STEM university. We do not have arts or something, just STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And you can see the list of our programs here. And we showed upcoming deadline for these programs. I will explain later what does it mean. We are already accepting applications and we are already conducting selections by some stages. So currently you can apply for any of these 11 Master of Science programs. The list of PhD programs looks pretty much the same, just some programs are joined together, like mathematical and theoretical physics and photonics and quantum materials for PhD are in one big program that just called applied physics. So if you need to see the directions we work and we teach and we study, they're here on the screen. That's the structure of our Master of Science program, and from this probably very dull table you can see very important information that entrepreneurship and innovation activities as well as industrial immersion are integrated into our curriculum. So during the 2 years of Master of Science program, you will have a lot of compulsory and recommended elective courses, and at the same time the significant component with elective courses from any other field to complete your whole picture. And almost the whole second year of your master study you will spend on your independent scientific research, and this will be the basement of your thesis project. You can use our lab infrastructure, and of course your scientific advisor will be one of our faculty members. You will work closely, and between the first and second year of your master program you will have 8-week industrial immersion. So you will move into company among our partners. You will be able to choose the company by your own, but if it will not be possible for you for some reason, we will suggest options. And this industrial immersion is not just some practice in business. It's strongly connected with your with your study and with your medium and with your research that you conduct during this, you will conduct during the second year of university. So this gives you like 360 experience from all corners. You will get theory, you will get additional theory and information from other fields, from multidisciplinary approach, multidisciplinary approach, sorry. You will be fully immersed into real science by conducting your own independent research during the whole second year of your study. And at the same time, you will have strong entrepreneurial component with all the necessary support, just in case you want to pursue this path, just in case you want to create your own technological startup alone or with your group mates, whatever. And industrial immersion, so you will see how it works, how business connects with the science, and how your knowledge can be connected to the modern industry. The next asset of Skoltech is academic mobility and our big network of collaborations. These universities that you can see on the screen are just our main biggest collaborators, but the list of them is much bigger. It's like 400 universities we have ongoing collaborative projects with, or ongoing research in collaboration. Of course, the MIT is on top of this list just because they're our founders, co-founders, collaborators during the foundation of Skoltech. And we still have a lot of ongoing projects, not only in science, actually. So we work together. A lot of our professors have strong connections with Los Alamos, EPFL, and any other universities that can be shown here. This network gives you the opportunity to conduct your study in one of these universities during your Skoltech time. So we have the academic mobility program, and like 30% of our students on a competitive basis, of course, can get the opportunity to conduct part of their research in another university, in best global labs, working with best global scientists. That's a very important asset of Skoltech. And of course, if you join Skoltech, you have to do everything to get this opportunity, because that's a very remarkable thing. As I said, our study process gives you like 360 degrees experience. You see your field from from other sides, from every side that is possible. So after Skoltech, you can pursue generally 3 professional tracks. You can start your career in industry, and probably nearly the half of our graduates pursue this track, working for best industrial companies. You can continue your career in science. It might mean that you will work in scientific company, or continue your study in PhD at our PhD program, or PhD program of any other university. A lot of our students, master graduates, are studying PhD, are getting their PhD degrees in best global universities currently. And the third track is to establish a startup or join any other startup. And as I said, we support this track especially by having the specially dedicated Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. Well, as I said, we are a research university, and this is our campus. You can see it from above. I showing it to you just to show the area that is dedicated to labs. So all these green blocks are labs. It's like 4 floors each. And just to understand the scale of this building, this big round is 1 kilometer. So this is huge building, and we have a lot of laboratory spaces with the most modern equipment, and all this equipment is accessible to our students. And since we are big by campus, big by territory, big by scientific meaning, but we our intakes, our yearly intake is like 300 master students and 150 PhD students. So we have enough equipment to give students the opportunity to work independently, without any problems, without any special queues, without necessity to wait while the equipment will be free. So this is for those of you who do their independent study in their university during their bachelor studies or whatever. You know how it's hard to get the equipment, to wait for the equipment becoming free. Here we have a lot of spare equipment, and it's accessible for all students. We are moving to selection process. Due to current situation, it's fully online, and this is good for international applicants because you can pass all selection process remotely. It starts with application, and July 16 is just the last date when we will accept the last application, but you can do it before July 16. The previous upcoming deadline is June 6. What does this early deadline mean? It's the same, it has the same procedure and the same it's the same process as with July 16, but you just passed the selection earlier. So by the middle of July, you will already have the result of this selection. This idea with early deadlines is designed for those who want to, well, to be more comfortable with the competition, let's say that, let's say it this way, because with every deadline, we have more and more common applications. At the same time, during previous waves of selection, we already make some offers to students. So the later you apply, the less spare places we have. So don't procrastinate. Don't wait till the last moment and apply as soon as possible to maybe increase your chances. Next part is our online test. Everyone who applied for Skoltech, and the application is pretty traditional for such universities. It's a motivation letter, it's 2 recommendations, it's your CV. Everything should be in English. You just upload it into our special online form. Then you will pass online test and screening. So we get the results of your online exam, and only after that we start reviewing your application. That gives us the opportunity not to sort students by their education, by their country of origin. So we, by the moment when we start reviewing your application, we already have the results of your test that can objectively show your real knowledge, and we review them jointly. So the result of the first stage is a mixture of result of your online exam and review of your portfolio. After that, we decide who will be invited for the final stage of selection. You see the stage named Selection Days. We will conduct interview. Professors who will be your possible teachers, your possible faculty members, will conduct the interview. It takes like 10 or 15 minutes. It differs from program to program, and the format of interviews also can differ. For example, for biotechnology program, which is one of the most competitive here, all candidates get the special article from one of its official publication. So they get the article from one of faculty members who will be presented during the selection days. And your interview will start with the discussion of this article. And then they can ask you any other questions about your past, about your interest, about your previous research, about your motivation, etc. Some programs just start with some motivational questions. Some ask you to do some math or something. So it differs from program to program, but everything you need to be prepared for will be given you before the exam. So you will have all the necessary information before it, and you will know all the special things connected to this particular program you're applying for. Also, you see TOEFL abbreviation. We accept TOEFL or IELTS certificates, and now we are also having the opportunity to conduct it online. Just in case you don't have your TOEFL or IELTS certificate, you can pass it online based at Skoltech. We are officially certified center that can conduct such exams. This word challenge might be tricky for some of you. It means that you pass some very short and funny challenge based on case study. That's how we check your entrepreneurial spirit and entrepreneurial motivation and knowledge. Because as I said before, we are supporting entrepreneurs and we need entrepreneurs here at Skoltech. It does not mean that it is absolutely necessary to have very strong entrepreneurial skills. It's just it can add something to your final results. So it's a preference. That's why, of course, you have to try to impress our commission during this stage as well. Some programs, the most popular ones actually, like data science, also have additional written exam, but still selection days are scheduled and they take just 2 days. So it's not like you pass something on Monday, then in a week you pass the next stage, etc. Final stage takes 2 days coming one by another. So it will be actually very quick, and after that we take like 1 week to give a conclusion and to give our final decision about enrollment. So it can be offer or it can be reject, and sometimes we are also have an option with waiting lists. Sometimes when it's hard to decide on some particular candidate, we just store it in the waiting list and give the result like in a month. But if you're not agreed to wait, we just can reject them. If you're ready to wait, maybe we will reassure. So you can stay in the waiting list. But generally, for most, like for 90% of applicants, the result comes like within 7 or 10 days after the final stage, after the selection, final selection days. Well, to conclude, 6th reason to choose Skoltech, I already said about global renowned faculty, about the fact that Skoltech is absolutely global since the education and all official processes are conducted in English. Fair to mention the opportunity to launch your own startup during the study. You will have all necessary knowledge and support from our side for this. And such things like industry immersion and academic mobility are also conclude this. And 5 and 6 are our financial obligations. Currently, we don't have any tuition fees for incoming students. And for living, we give a generous stipend starting from 4,000 rubles. It's at least it's higher. It's higher than the average salary for young specialist in Russia who just finished the university. So it's the same level of living as for just graduated people, but you are continuing your study and you don't have to be distracted by lack of financial resources. You have this amount of money for living here, and it's absolutely enough to live full life without any limitations and problems. And it's also enough for living in dormitory or apartment. You can choose this. We this is the final part of our presentation. I'm showing you our university, but let's walk inside. This is how it looks closer. This is our inner yards. Currently they look just like that because it's spring here. It's green. It's warm. This is our campus from inside. You see that it's very big, it's spacious, it's very comfortable to be. Well, and we have very modern interiors. We are designed by the globally renowned agency Herzog and Demiron, by the way. Well, don't forget about our social media. We are the same Skoltech at Skoltech and hashtag Skoltech in any social media, so you can find us anywhere by the same name. Check out what's going on at Skoltech. We have very interesting social media accounts. You won't miss everything, and we are giving very good and very useful advice for everyone who tries to apply to Skoltech. To select, you can review testimonials from our students, graduates, success stories, etc. But the most important link here is student.skoltech.ru. This is the general place for everyone who applies for Skoltech. All information you might need faculty profiles, program profiles, course catalog, I don't know, application guides, of course, a lot of personal stories of our students, all our contacts. So everything you need, just remember this one link, students.skoltech.ru. And of course, our social media accounts are also accessible from this page. I guess that's it, and I will be happy to answer any of your questions. I hope you liked it, and I hope you have very good questions. I'm here, I'm ready.
Great, thank you so much, Daniil. And so now we will begin the Q&A portion of the session. So if you have any more questions you would like to ask, you can write those in the Q&A box in the bottom of your Zoom window. But Daniil, we did have a few questions submitted already. We had two students ask about different opportunities, different programs. So someone was asking about if there is medical, veterinary, or pharmaceutical biotechnologies. In addition, we have a second-year medical student who is interested to see what they could continue to study at Skoltech.
Okay, all our programs are interdisciplinary, and the area of focus for every student might differ. You start your collaboration with your scientific advisor, and we have, regarding your particular question about pharmaceutical, veterinary, or medical biotechnology, we have specialists from all fields. So you will be able to choose one of them. By the way, it's strongly recommended for Master of Science program, and absolutely essential, necessary, and obligatory probably for PhD program to choose your possible scientific advisor before you apply for the program. So if you're interested in pursuing biotechnology degree at Skoltech, regardless it's Master of Science or PhD, it's better to start with reviewing the list of our faculty members who teach on both programs, Master of Science or PhD in biotechnology, because their profiles will give you the key advice on whom of them to choose, and you will be able to review their experience, review their publication, review their research legacy to understand whether this particular scientific advisor suits your interests. For example, if you're interested in pursuing, I don't know, biology of viruses, we have at least the strongest Russian professional in this field is working at this program, is working at Skoltech. His name is Yegor Bazykin. Actually, he's the head of this program, the director of biotechnology program. So the profile of professors give you all necessary information to understand will this program suit your interests or not. The same thing with medical biology. So if you have medical background, such students are absolutely welcome for biotechnology program. They have special medical track here, and they're in great need of strong medical students. We accept a lot of application from people from medicine, and of course we will be happy to process them during our selection. Feel free to apply.
Great, thank you, Daniil. And we had a few questions about the application process.
Good.
Someone would like you to review the application process again, and another student asked about the online test.
Okay,
would you be able to review that?
Yes, let's come back to this drawing, because, well, let's tell this again. The application process is actually, it's 3 stages of the application process, probably even 2.5, because first and second stage are somehow joined together. I'll explain. We start with online application. This is probably a very traditional thing. Any university have some kind of such application template, but you use our online system to upload all your documents. That has to include your CV in English, of course, your motivation letter. It has to be short, concise, and also in English. And the third thing is to recommendation letters from someone from science, technology, who knows you very well, who can recommend you as a very good prospective student. If you have these recommendation letters in any other language, for example, your faculty member from your country does not speak or write English, we're accepting a lot of applications from our home country, from Russians, and a lot of Russian faculty members, unfortunately, don't speak and write English this well. So our applicants give this application, this recommendation letters in Russian, and they just translate them in their own. The same thing with any other language except for English. So you do not have to translate English to something, but if you have your recommendation letter from your faculty, from your professor, from your scientific advisor in Spanish, Italian, or any other language, just feel free to translate it and attach the English translation to this, and this will be enough for all English-speaking professors to review it. Also, we have service of blind recommendations. So you just type the contact of person who have to recommend you. This person gives the special link for providing this recommendation, and it will land into your application. As soon as this recommendation lands into your application, you will be able to submit it. So when your application is fully completed, you submit it, and we will schedule the online exam for you. I saw the special question, heard a special question about the online exam. So let's explain it in details. How this online exam looks. People from different corners of the world at the same time start working in special system that has test assignments. Since it's online, it's almost impossible to control all issues like cheating during the online exam. We use special proctoring system that watches you throughout the exam. So we will have the access. You give us the access to your screen, to your microphone, and we will see and hear everything that is going on during the online exam. Online exam takes also, it depends on program, but from 2 to 3 hours. The tasks are also different. Usually it's just test when you type a number or word of the answer, or just the A, B, C, D. So the option or some options, it's clearly stated in test tasks. By the way, I showed the link student.skoltech.ru. One more thing that can be found there is samples of online exam for every program. So you just open the program page and find the special file where we presented the examples of tasks that will be actual for this year. So during the online exam, you should be alone in your room without any distractions, without any persons who might help you. So we will strictly watch you during the online exam. You will be able to have pen, a list of paper, just in case you need to do math or something. And that's it. So it's not possible to use any textbooks or any help from outside. Such participants of online selection will be banned from this, of course. If still there are some questions about online exam, I will be able to answer them. I will complete the explanation of the whole selection process, just the one stage left. And if any additional questions or the information about online test is still unclear, of course, I will be able to clarify. So after the online exam, we get this result. We review your application from the first stage. So we do it in combination. We making our decision on final stage based on combination of results of your online exam and your portfolio review. All this recommendation, motivation letter, etc. As you remember. And after that, we decide on the list of people who will be invited for the final stage of selection. And on this final stage, you will have interview, as I explained, with different formats, but generally it's a lot of professors who will teach on this program will ask your different questions about your area of science, about your previous experience, about your motivation. Everything can happen during the interview. Also, we ask for TOEFL certificate for those who aren't from not English speaking countries. So if your previous study was conducted in English, of course, you will be free of TOEFL exam. It's the same thing with people who for living in countries where English is official language, is state language. So it will be also freed from TOEFL exam. But otherwise, we will have to check your knowledge of English, because that's crucial to understand whether you will be able to get the information during your study. Like 5% of people who, so the 5% of intake during the first year, unfortunately, are being expelled from Skoltech. It happens in any other university, but at Skoltech, sometimes it happens because people just cannot understand the material in English. It's very hard for them to understand the material not on their native language. So we have to check this, have to check the level of your English before you come to Skoltech. I think I hope this pretty understandable. And the last part of the selection is a challenge. It's more like business case. In teamwork, you will be teamed up with some other participants. You will conduct very short and very fun, very funny team project, and we will by this we will check your entrepreneurial spirit and your motivation and your knowledge. And after that, we decide on enrollment or on rejection of candidates. That's it.
Great, thank you, Daniil. We had two other questions related to the acceptance and admissions process.
Good.
Someone asked if grade point average or GPA is important.
It is the part of application process, but then during the review of your application, it might differ from faculty member to any other faculty member, just because the decision on each state is collegial. So people discuss it, people discuss all options, people discuss everything that our applicants send. There are professors and there are programs that think that such thing as GPA has to be considered only in case then two persons are absolutely equal by the result, by their performance, but they have to choose only one, and then they have to select by such criteria, or find a way to enroll both of them. Hopefully. But there are some programs that think that people who have good marks, have high GPA, are more hardworking, and this will impress them more. But no, if you have very low GPA, but you can explain it like in your motivation letter, for instance, because you have low GPA just because you've worked or you started your career in parallel with your education. So everything can be explained, everything can be considered. There is no special formalized approach to GPA. We just consider it during the application process, but it can not influence that much on your result.
Great, thank you. And I think one more question about the admissions process. Do you have an acceptance rate?
Well, it differs also. It differs from program to program, and actually, it depends on how to count it. Usually, for example, the most popular program, data science, it's like 30 applications per one slot. And there are some programs where this rate is lower, but we recommend not to actually not to get this information, not to make any special conclusions from this information, just because we are trying to compare people not with each other, but with some ideal of our student. Yes, we have very competitive selection here, and yes, we are getting a lot of applications on different stages. Some applications, preliminary applications, it's like very big number. It's like 17,000 applications for the previous year, but they are just preliminary. 5,000 of completed applications, and all different from program to program. So don't take it very seriously, this number very seriously, because you can make some wrong conclusions from this, lose your motivation or something. Just take seriously the fact that we are very selective, and we have very strong strong demands, but that's all you need to know before.
Thank you. And we had a couple questions about the cost of tuition. Someone asked you to explain the free tuition or free fee again.
We don't have tuition fees. Yes, you don't pay for education, to put it simply. For this year, so every year we review this principle, and for this academic year, well, those who will be enrolled this year will not pay for their study. That's it. And also, as I said, we have a generous stipend just because we need our students to focus on their study.
Great. And we had a few students asking that they are in their last year of their bachelor's degree right now and wondering if they're eligible to apply to start in the fall, including someone who will graduate in September. Can you speak to that, Daniel?
Yes, in most cases, if you graduate in September, it in most cases will be possible, but I strongly recommend to those who want to try this option to inform our admissions team by special letter to admissions@skoltech.ru about this fact, because terms and dates of graduation differ from country to country. For instance, in Russia, all our students will be graduated in end of June. And in some countries, it's in October or even November. So it differs. And our admissions team will work with such cases personally. So you just need to inform them while you are applying, to inform them on the dates of your actual graduation. But there are cases when students from countries where the graduation ceremony and all documents they got for this graduation were provided even in September, and we enrolled them. But we need to take some special measures to do it correctly, due to all special bureaucracy that exists in every university in every part of the world. At the same time, if you are completing your study this year, it's and you don't have diploma by the moment of your application, it's absolutely okay. Every department of the university can give you a special special transcript that just confirming that you are studying at the last year of your university. So it's not you will need to bring your diploma during the enrollment, but you don't have to present it during your application and selection process. So you can apply without diploma, just with a transcript from the university, and it will be more than enough during the application process.
Perfect. Thank you, Daniil. We had two students asking about if you have programs related to environmental sciences and environmental engineering.
We do not have a special dedicated programs for this. So, but we have options for those who want to make this component as a part of their interdisciplinary curriculum. So, for the special program in environmental studies, the answer unfortunately is no. Currently we don't have such program, and actually I don't know about whether we have any plans for this or no. But people with such knowledge, people who studied this before, for example, during their bachelor studies, are welcome for some particular programs, because this knowledge and these skills can be essential and very useful asset for some programs. For example, if you want to pursue biotechnology or I don't know, maybe in sometimes advanced manufacturing technology, it can be like a big, very good addition to impression your resume, your CV gives us.
Great, thank you. And we had a question about the international student community. Can you talk about how many international students you have, where they come from?
Yeah. Sure. That's a very good idea to add such slide for next presentation. Actually, thank you for this question. Skoltech is absolutely international university. We get students from different countries. For example, this year we enrolled students from 35 countries, as far as I remember, from different parts of the world. From United States, from Middle East, from Europe, of course, a lot of people from former Soviet Union, Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, Kazakhstan, etc. So we're open to any nationalities, any countries, any backgrounds, any cultures, everything. No limitations at all. And we create a comfortable environment for them. And the same thing with our faculty members. Currently, 25% of our students are international students, so they're not from Russia. And like 30% of our faculty members are also international. We have, since we're English speaking, it's absolutely easy for people to communicate. All official processes are built based on English, and we have a very strong team of student support. So if you will need any help from our offices, from our back office, it will be given in English. It will be absolutely comfortable for you. We have very rich and interesting student life. It was much better on campus than online, of course, but we have Festival of International Cultures, we have international nights, we have just cultural exchange. Students give performances based on their national culture, and you can find people from absolutely different parts of the world, as well as people from your country. At least when we started with naming countries you are from at the beginning of the events, people from these countries are definitely presented at Skoltech, so you will find them here anyway.
Great.
That's it.
Thank you. We had two different questions related to the TOEFL, the English test.
Good.
One question was, if they don't have the TOEFL test, is there another way to prove their English skills? And the other question was, I graduate at the end of next year. I wanted to start in 2023. Could the TOEFL be presented the same year?
So I will start with the last one. It's if your TOEFL exists, your TOEFL certificate exists for a year, it's okay. So the eligibility term is 1 year. Then about ways to prove your English proficiency. There are several ways. For those who are from English-speaking countries, there is no need to prove proficiency in English. You will be just accepted without TOEFL or IELTS or any other exam, just by your citizenship in English-speaking country. For those who studied in English-speaking degree, who got English-speaking degree, the same thing. You will not need to prove your English proficiency. For those who don't have such, you can bring your own TOEFL or IELTS certificate. If you don't have TOEFL or IELTS certificate, there is an opportunity to pass it on Skoltech basis. And you can pass it by two ways. If you need a certificate and you need it just for Skoltech, it will be the special Skoltech TOEFL. It will be free of charge. within the selection process. It will be conducted online, and this result will be eligible only for Skoltech. So you won't be able to use the result of this TOEFL exam conducted in Skoltech for application to any other university. But if you want to get the official certificate after your TOEFL exam, even if you will conduct it based at Skoltech, right? You will be able to pay for this and get the certificate. And the result of your TOEFL exam will be officially automatically redirected to our admissions team, to your CRM. So if you don't have TOEFL certificate, apply anyway, but you will need to pass this unless you're from English-speaking country or you have English-speaking degree. You will be able to pass it at the final stage of selection, and you will have two options: pass it for free, and this will be eligible only for Skoltech, or pass it for payment, and you will get the certificate and will be able to use it for any other university. That's official online option of TOEFL that eligible for universities.
Great. And I see Lucas was one of our participants who asked that, and he said, thank you. Let's see, we have lots of questions. We'll see how many we can get through in the next couple of minutes. But we had two students asking about the different like partnerships you have. And I think they're referring to internship opportunities, perhaps. Someone is asking, related to entrepreneurship, if you have startup projects outside of Russia or throughout Europe. And someone was asking if you have projects related to the microgrid. I know these are specific questions, so if you have anything to share.
If I heard correctly about microgrid, yes, we have microgrids lab and professors dedicated to this field. So we have a lot of projects. Not sure about the entrepreneurial projects right now. Just I will need to check this thing, but you can also visit the page of this lab on our website and to review all their activities, including startups, etc. But generally, yes, we have these directions. Again, starting from the bottom of the list. Now about our collaborations. Three types of collaborations here. Academic collaboration. There are a lot of programs of research, and this research might not even include students here. Just the collaboration of professors, the labs of research scientists who conduct their joint research based in different labs in different parts of the world. The second part of collaboration is our network educational programs. Currently, we don't have network educational programs with foreign universities that happened due to COVID and inability to bring such students to Russia. But we have such opportunity if you have the special collaboration agreement of a network program with any particular university. We have such universities currently in Russia. Students usually pass the theoretical part of the education in their home university, and they come to Skoltech to conduct the research part of their study. And the third option is collaboration for academic mobility. The lists of universities may be even the same for all these types of collaboration, because, for example, we have all three types of collaboration with most of our partners, partner university. Academic mobility collaboration is when we have the agreement that some of our students during their study will come for like a month or 2 months to foreign university and work in their laboratory. And at the same time, some students, that's an exchange. So some students from this university will come to Russia and conduct part of their study in our labs. I hope I answered your question. About entrepreneurial projects and collaborative entrepreneurial projects. A lot of projects are being born in Skoltech, and we have special course named Innovation Workshop. It's the start of the year, so all students who start their study at Skoltech in September, all September will be taken by Innovation Workshop. It's a boot camp for startuppers. So students generate a lot of their entrepreneurial ideas. They create teams, they create startups, and a lot of startups initiated there at this stage. They have a lot of experts, they have acceleration here. So this is the opportunity to fully dive into the entrepreneurial culture. And then in October starts their regular studies. So they have like 3 days of rest from the innovation workshop. It's very intensive, and then they will move to their general studies. So startups can be actually, it can be any startup. And if you need collaborators from outside Russia, from any foreign country, it's okay. So we support any our students who by any way involved in startup activity as a partner or as a co-founder. So if your startup needs, if you have co-founders studying in any other university, you will still get support, at least by our professors, by faculty members, because it's our obligation to give you entrepreneurial preparation, entrepreneurial knowledge and spirit.
Great. Thank you, Daniil. And I think we have time for one last question. Someone asked about Skoltech's plans for the future. If you know about any expansions of new academic offers, if the university will become an international reference. Can you talk to that or speak to that?
Yes, sure. Skoltech is a young university and we are developing, we are growing constantly. We started like 10 years ago and it was 40 students. Our first intake was just 40 students, and currently the amount of our graduates is more than 1,000 for this 10 years. We're growing, we're opening new labs, we're inviting new professors. New professors came to Russia and started their work here in labs even during the pandemic, despite all the closed borders. It's something. And we are opening new areas of study. We are starting new centers. For example, 2 or 3 years ago, we did not have any special agri science. And currently we have a huge digital agri laboratory. We have a lot of projects. We are taking students, and it may lead to to special agro-technology program in future, and it will be announced as soon as we decide on this. And one of the most important milestones of our future development, of course, is start of bachelor study program, because we don't have it currently. We are a graduate research university, so we have only master's and PhD programs. Also, we are working on dual degree programs with international university, so everything can appear here. We are like a very, very big startup currently. Actually, we are like a startup itself. So the options, the prospects of development may differ, and everything can happen actually. So watch us, watch what's going on with us, review our news. We hope that new programs are coming, new research, new professors are coming, new labs are coming, and the growth of our university is constant and it can be stopped. So we hope that if our current educational offer does not suit your interests, as for example happened with environmental studies, that doesn't mean that it will be so in 1 or 2 years. We're developing, and maybe something will appear by this moment. So watch closely.
All right, fantastic. Well, that looks like about all the time we have for today, but I want to thank Daniil from Skoltech for joining us today and sharing so much information with us. And to all of our participants, thank you for being here. Daniil, is there anything else that you would like to share to close out the evening?
Yeah, just the same link that I stated sometimes throughout the event, and some general thanks thanks to you, Jana, for organizing this, to Doc City team for organizing this event, and to all participants for coming and for asking very good and pointed questions. I hope that we will be able to see you later on campus. That's very important, not in distant mode, but on campus. Very soon. By the way, autumn, September and October is very beautiful and very comfortable time in Moscow, in Russia, and we hope to see you soon. Feel free to write us. You can find contacts also on this page. You can contact us through our social media. We're absolutely happy to answer the questions. If we did not manage to cover some questions today, you can readdress them to our admissions mailbox, and we'll be happy to consult you on anything you might need for your application. We are very open for this. Thank you very much.